This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. There's nothing but blue skies coming your way. I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. Blue skies coming your way. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is weather. Weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather.
At the dough. At the dough. At the dough. Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread. Always stacking bread.
This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. This is Dick Whitman bringing you the weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say there's nothing but blue skies coming your way.
It is Saturday, January 11th. You are watching a new episode of You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I am joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how was your sports week, my good man?
It was a good sports week and ready for a great sports weekend, if you get my drift. You know, there was a little bit of something that I didn't like about the sports week. We'll touch on it.
Ooh, a little bit of a tease there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to touch on it because we cover 3 topics here on You Don't Watch Sports, just to sprinkle a little information into your sports conversation as we are your guiding light through the sea that is sports talk. Now, topic number 1, Omari, NFL. It is wild card weekend, baby. Let's break down those games. Give me what's going on, and then we need to talk winners.
Yeah, we got games going on today for Wild Card Weekend. Today we got the Chargers versus the Texans in the AFC. We also have the Steelers and the Ravens going head to head tonight. Tomorrow at 1, we got the Broncos versus the Bills, and the Packers face the Eagles, while the Commanders go against the Buccaneers. And Monday, we have Wild Card Weekend wrapping up with the Vikings and the Rams. That's right. Those are the teams that have made it to the playoff. Now, the 2 teams that have bye weeks and can chill, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions, get to sit back and watch everybody do it. The Lions need this bye week with all the injuries they've been having all season. And so they got it with a good win last week. So you want to talk about winners? Who you got?
Yeah, let's declare it right now. Okay, Chargers, Texans.
Chargers, Texans. Give me the.
We have the Texans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Texans.
Steelers, Ravens. We got the Ravens.
Ravens.
Broncos, Bills. We got the Bills.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a little bit of hesitation there.
I don't believe in the Broncos enough.
Okay.
They surprisingly turned it around, because I know early in the season people were calling the quarterback Mo Picks instead of Bo Nix, but apparently here we are, playoffs.
Right. And
So,
any given Saturday,
Any given Saturday, but
Any
I'm
given
going
Sunday.
Buffalo Bills,
Right.
breaking some tables with some horses.
okay, now the couple of games that might get a little bit of interesting. You got the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going
11-6 Green Bay, 14-2 Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm going Eagles.
Going Eagles. Okay. Let's go Commanders Buccaneers.
Commanders and Buccaneers.
We have the 12-5 Washington Commanders versus the 10-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
10 and 7. I'm actually gonna say Tampa. I don't want to, but I'm gonna say Tampa.
Yeah, it feels weird to root for Washington. I don't know why. And then of course we've got Vikings versus the Rams. I assume we have the Vikings here. I mean, it's already the fact that a 14-2 team is. We got two 14-2 teams that are playing in Wild Card Weekend. NFC is stacked.
Yeah, for once, right? But yes, the NFC, yeah, the Vikings. I got the Vikings over the Rams. You're not going to get me to root for the Rams. That's just not happening. I don't even care if they are the odds-on favorite. I don't care. I'm not rooting for them. I'm picking the team against them.
Okay, and then now at this point, we have our entire playoff picture
Yeah.
potentially out there. So we have Kansas City versus Houston.
KC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about
We have Baltimore versus Buffalo.
Baltimore versus
It's going to be a big game.
Buffalo.
That's going to be a big, high-scoring game potentially
Oh
there.
yeah. I'm going with my boy Lamar.
Yeah. I'm riding Baltimore. Detroit versus Philadelphia. Does Detroit keep it going?
Oh no, the cats eat. Cats
The
eat
season
birds.
of destiny.
Cats eat birds. Let's
Cats
go.
eat birds. Yes, I'm sure they'll pick that up as the slogan for
Hey.
the game.
Birds eat snakes. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. We got Minnesota moving on.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Divisional rivalry: Minnesota versus Detroit for the NFC Championship. Who you got?
I'm gonna be honest with you. With all the injuries and stuff, it's a miracle they've made it this far. But that said, I still think, despite the season he's had of revolutionary times, eventually it will catch up with him. And he will remember that when you're a Jet all the way. And Sam Darnold won't be able to win that day as Detroit makes it to its first Super Bowl in ever.
I would love to see that happen, but I think Minnesota moves on there and wins that game. All right, on the other side of the coin, you have Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs. Will the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl, Omari?
I just, yeah, it's gonna happen. I don't see how you beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. We don't see it happen. And I've just thought about the worst possible outcome that could happen, and that's that the Chiefs get the three-peat when they ruin the Lions' like only good season of the next like 4 decades with the power that be trampling on the rising peasant. I feel like that's what's about to happen because we've had a lot of unfortunate Super Bowl results over the past my life. So, new Patriots. I think the new Patriots keep being the new Patriots. This is This is one of their worst seasons, and they're 15-1 or whatever the fuck it is. I'm sorry,
15-2,
14,
yeah.
15-2 because they lost on purpose to the Broncos last week.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's very chalk answer to say, but it feels like another Kansas City Super Bowl.
I want it to be.
I mean,
I want it to be Ravens and Lions. That's my
like no
ideal.
matter how like best case scenario that we map it out there, like I feel like it's although overall the NFC is stacked, I feel like neither one of them can compete with Baltimore or Kansas City potentially, or even Buffalo if that in that case.
I think Detroit could do good against the. I think Detroit Ravens would be a fun game. Chiefs, I don't see that being good just because they play a
I
different
don't
kind
know
of
if
football
I
in the
don't know
Super
if
Bowl.
I don't know if Detroit, Minnesota, Philadelphia. I don't know if they can hang with the Chiefs. I feel like the AFC Championship is the Super Bowl this year in many ways. But
I think they'd have a
we'll
better shot against the Ravens than the Chiefs because Super Bowl Chiefs is a whole different. They're playing a whole different kind of football.
mistake free.
Yes, mistake-free, perfectly disciplined football in the Super Bowl.
Let's move on to topic number 2, Omari. It is the college football championship with the Ohio State defeating the Texas Longhorns. We have finalized our championship picture, and it is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. What are your thoughts? Tell me about it. What do you got?
My thoughts are the two teams that I didn't want to be in the finals are the two teams that won this week. Like I don't really have an affinity toward Penn State. I'm super casual. Haha, casual sports show. Super casual when it comes to college football. But I know some people that, follow it a lot more than me. And I know that when certain teams do well, I'm gonna have to hear about those teams doing well. Two of those teams are The Ohio State University and Notre Dame. Also, Texas was they showed their affiliation with The Undertaker last year, so they were okay in my book. And Penn State hasn't been up here in a minute. So the fact that Texas and Penn State lost, that was the little bit of the bump this week that I was like, however, you hear these names talked about a lot because they're legendary schools. You know what I'm talking about? They have the legacy, the these there for a reason. And I think over my life, I never owned a Notre Dame hat, but at one point I did own an Ohio State hat because it had an O on it, and I'm very self-absorbed. So I'll go.
I feel like now that you say that, I feel like at some point in my life I did own something Notre Dame.
Fair.
And I don't know why.
Because it's a very popular brand. They put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, especially in like the early 90s, I want to say.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead. I'll go Ohio State.
Yeah, just in my little bit of poking around in this game and the research for this episode, I saw that Notre Dame has been suffering a lot of injuries to a lot of their big talent athletes. And on paper, Ohio State out talents Notre Dame in most, if not every facet. Notre Dame would have to play that kind of mistake-free, perfectly disciplined, all three facets of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, come out and have a day kind of game for Notre Dame to have a chance in this scenario. Ohio State is heavily favored. Just in the most recent game, Ohio State has a star freshman wide receiver that has been lighting it up all season, and Texas shut that man down. I believe he only had 3 yards.
Damn.
And Ohio State still won 28-14.
Woo.
So they're a very talented team that seems to be projecting right now. I think they are at a 9.5-point favorite, and it's very early on. I mean, the game, the matchup was just decided last night. So we'll see how big maybe potentially that gap grows, or who knows, maybe it shrinks depending on what happens. We'll
Indeed.
stick with you on that one. Topic number 3, we're going to do a little bit of a wrestling check-in. Omari, go around the world to WWE and AEW, so I guess around the country here. We had a big night for WWE with Raw on Netflix. Both of us watched it. Wanted to go through our thoughts here. I thought it was a pretty solid show. Wasn't a big fan of the Rock segment. I know I was less of a fan than,
Yeah.
not to say that you loved it, but like
Yeah, no,
I was more upset with it than you were.
Yeah, I was less upset with it than you were because we mentioned it happening on the Saturday before as a full possibility that it's Raw on Netflix. So if you smell, The Rock is here because it had to be Netflix. It had to be this and stuff. He did go on a bit to your point. He did go on a bit long. He made some choices with his promo that a lot of people don't agree with. For me, because it's The Rock and he can switch it up if he needs to, because he already did the thing last year where he came in, it made everybody mad, but then spun it in a way that everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's The Rock, so I kind of like, okay, he wants to congratulate Cody Rhodes, cool, or whatever, but he could also be trying to get the man to drop his guard types. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're cool
Right.
now, Cody. But any minute.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't despise that part of it that much, because we still got 3 months till Mania for anything to happen. But yeah.
Yeah, I really disliked it, but yeah, I thought you come out in the garb of your bad guy character, and then you be a completely good guy verbally. You squash one of the strongest stories that WWE had on the back burner, which was the return to the Rock and Cody feud. Who you've never done a singles match. That feud absolutely justified a singles match. And felt like completely squashed that, kind of made Cody look a little embarrassing in that scenario. And then also, another layer of it completely makes no sense to your appearance at Bad Blood. That also forced that match into the main event and forced Drew McIntyre and CM Punk to go early in the show, in their Hell in a Cell blow off feud. You came out at the end of the pay-per-view, counted 1, 2, 3, and slit your throat, and then 2 months later you come back and you're like, it's all good. I love Cody Rhodes. Thank you for being the champion and holding up the company. My brother and my family, Roman Reigns, I
No, that's
acknowledge
fair.
you. Here's the Ulafala. It's just all weird, and it just feels like Rock came back and was like, "I'm gonna no. I want to wear the clothes because that's cool, and I kind of want to walk around and smile and act like that guy, but also I want to be a good guy again."
I forgot about the throat slit thing, so I'll give you that one. Yeah, and I admit it. Like I said, it is weird that he did it, but I don't know. Sometimes because of the weird way WWE is doing things these days, where they try to mix real life and wrestling and stuff, like Triple H was even talking about, like, yeah, people didn't like the fact that I used the word, babyface and heel in the opening.
Yeah.
We don't hide what we do up here. And all of that. And it's like, yeah, they are like trying to blur those lines where it's like, I'm in character, but I'm also not in character right now because we got to talk about the fact that history was made type shit. And that's kind of where I guess I was looking at it on one of those lenses where he's just coming out as. He's coming out as The Rock because it's WWE, but it's closer to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right. I feel
member
like
of
you
the
still
board.
could have baby
You
faced.
could have.
You could have baby faced to Netflix and still been like, and Cody Rhodes, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I
You're entirely right. Yes.
but yeah, that's
I'm
just
agreeing.
me. Let's talk about
You're valid. I should say, not yes.
right. No, let's talk about a positive on the other end. Resetting of the women's division on Raw. Rhea Ripley has back her title that she technically never lost in the ring. She is your world women's champion, women's world champion now. Who do you think's her first as a member of your fantasy team?
As a member of my fantasy team,
Who are you
Nia
expecting
Jax.
her?
Another
What are you
member of my
expecting her to
fantasy
do?
team. Another member of my fantasy team, Nia Jax. No. It'd be cool if she. Well, no, because if she comes back, she's going after Bianca, so they wouldn't do that. Like Jade or something, but probably like a returning Charlotte or Becky or something to spot that up. Or it would be cool if they brought somebody else up to do it. But the brand split, I think,
Yeah.
happens next week or so, right? It's happening soon.
Yeah, it's happening soon where they're officially locking wrestlers in places. I don't know when the deadline of that is.
Yeah, so not knowing exactly who's where. I know Bailey just won #1 contendership for the other title, so she's likely not going
But
to
also
be the...
appeared on Raw, Netflix, teasing her coming over to Raw.
True. So if Bailey can use that on either championship, I could see it being a Bailey thing. And then they save like insert other horsewoman here for Royal Rumble appearance.
Yeah. I think one name that we have forgotten about in our fantasy drafting that I realized the other day could, based on injuries and timings of things, could be due back anytime. You would guess, and that's Asuka.
Oh, that would be
Asuka
fun.
is someone who could show up and be a bad guy
That would be fun.
to someone.
That would be fun. I've always been an Asuka fan. Even back when she was doing her Goldberg run in NXT.
Hmm.
And they made her give up the title because there was no one else to beat. You won. You won NXT. Please go to the main roster now and give us this belt. That is what they pretty much told her.
Shout out to Julia and Obafemi, the new men's and women's champions of NXT as of Tuesday night this week. Let's pop over to AEW, Omari. I want to talk about a few of the things going on over there. First of all, my favorite thing on AEW, it
What's up,
was
his royal jazzness?
it still is what Toni Storm is doing on AEW. She left the timeless gimmick. She came back as normal Toni Storm. We talked about it here. It has continued to evolve. It is a big character in and of itself where we don't know if she has amnesia or what, but she's playing a rookie. She's playing Toni Storm, but as if Toni Storm has never been in AEW and that she's a rookie and everything's new to her. And boy, look at this big building. Oh my God, I can't believe I get to wrestle here. Walking up, saying hi to people that she's known and wrestled for years and acting like she's meeting them for the first time and she's a big fan.
I love everything I've seen from that. Because
Recently, they had a triple threat match between Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, and Toni Storm for the #1 contendership to Mariah May's title. You got Australia pay-per-view coming up right around the corner. You'd obviously think, boom, there you go. There's the opportunity. Toni Storm wins this, gets the title shot in Australia, wins back the title. Not only does Chris Statlander win this match, she pins Toni Storm.
Oh,
Because I think they are that committed to this new gimmick of no, Toni Storm is a rookie and she's fighting above her weight class right now. And she is the one in this scenario that gets pinned because she's basically on high level jobber status as a character in matches right now. And it's brilliant. I love it so much. Also want to talk about the return of Kenny Omega. He is officially back and in AEW
of course.
on Dynamite, multiple Dynamites now in a row, scheduled to wrestle next week against Brian Cage. Should be as as
Who
all
else but
Kenny Omega
Cage?
matches are. Going to be amazing, and really excited to see how he's going to factor in to what I
Yeah.
would say is a little bit of the messier side of AEW right now, which is that main event picture around the Death Riders, particularly now that FTR has returned with Adam Copeland now being called Cope, as a group rated FTR. They are currently feuding with the Death Riders, but they are also currently feuding with the Learning Tree faction.
Oh.
And the Death Riders are currently also feuding with the conglomeration, who is also in like, and it's a very muddled picture right now that I feel unfortunate because I'm really excited for Will Hobb. Powerhouse Hobbs just won a #1 contendership for John Moxley's AEW World Title.
Powerhouse.
That is going to happen next Wednesday, and I don't feel any stakes in that match. I have no presumption that Hobbs is going to be winning that match, because of the messiness that is this division right now. So I'm interested to see how Kenny Omega, and that's the thing is right now Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay aren't even in this division.
Yeah.
They're currently keeping them pushed to the side for what's going on right now, and feel like we almost just need to wipe the slate clean of what's going on currently and push those three gentlemen into the world title picture and focus it around the three of them: Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
But otherwise, I am excited for Powerhouse Hobbs. I know you and I talked about that on Thursday when we were talking, that we're both excited for Hobbs to get this title shot. I just wish it was a bigger deal than it is for him.
Yeah, but hey, like I said, I've been a fan of Powerhouse Hobbs since he changed his name to Powerhouse Hobbs. It is such a fucking wrestling name, you know, from like back in the day. And then like his theme with just the powerhouse, powerhouse. I'm like, okay, that's just what he is, and he's a big fucking dude. So yeah, I like Powerhouse Hobbs. So yeah, I don't think he'll be winning that title immediately, but the fact that he's raising into the picture and showing he, maybe one day can, is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and that covers what we wanted to talk about here on You Don't Watch Sports. If you like watching us talk about random nonsense, you can find all kinds of different random nonsense here on this channel. We have a draft-focused random nonsense centered around our fantasy wrestling league, where Omari and I have drafted different wrestlers in WWE, and we gain points and lose points on wins and losses and cool things like that. It's been a really fun thing to track and follow. We also trade movies and TV shows and things back and forth. One guy has seen, the other guy hasn't. It's called This Guy Hasn't Seen. It shows up on Tuesdays on this channel. Really cool thing. It's like a book club, but with movies. I suggest you do that with a friend of yours. We also have Whenever They Want, Whatever They Want on Wednesdays. Omari and a friend of the channel, Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
And that's on Wednesdays. What else you got for him, Omari?
Well, I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. I'm streaming every day 240. You know what that means. And yeah, having fun there. Been playing a lot of games, fighting games and whatnot, as well as like some of the Final Fantasies and things along those natures. But yeah, we already talked about the other shows. We talked about all our other shows. So I guess we'll see you guys next week, unless you got something else you want to say. Nope. All right. See you guys next week. Adios. Thanks for stopping by.